Hello everyone. Seems that we should be live now. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad. Just let me fix a few things here. And in tonight's show, obviously, we're going to talk about the full moon in Pisces, but only from a tarot perspective. Pisces moonbeam warned me not to even try to explain it astrologically. Not that I can, because I am not an astrologer, at least not yet. But as far as she said, it is a quite of a complicated. It's quite a complicated transit or an ingression. In fact, I do have an idea. She does have a post on the Facebook page. Let me just put a link about it. Hold on a second. Just give you a link about it. There we go. What in the world? It doesn't allow me to get a link. If Pisces Moonbeam can share a link, that would be great. Hello Shana, but it doesn't allow me to to save a link, to copy a link, that is. So in any case, what a flop, isn't it? So in any case, guys, I pre-drew cards like I always do. It's just I couldn't fit them in the thumbnail. I could, but it would have been very ugly, so I didn't do it. But in any case, I have made a reading for this full moon, for this full moon in Pisces anyway, and the cards which I drew for it are as follows. The first one that we do have, that's going to be Temperance, followed by the second card for the full moon in Pisces, which stands for the Devil card. And this is where the complication really lies as far as a tarot is concerned. The Temperance and the Devil card, followed by the Knight of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Three of Cups, and the final card that is going to be the Ten of Wands. Now, before I move to it, Taco, thank you so much for your 22 US dollars. Thank you, Taco. As usual, make sure that you do stick around up until the end, mate, where you're going to get the very same reading, every star sign, and as well the collective reading is also established with. It's going to be the very same spread as usual. So again, those two cards here are where the complication really lies within this transit. And it's a bit complicated to explain it. It's a bit complicated to explain it. But what happens, it is that throughout the next couple of weeks, our surroundings, situations, and environment is going to call for a reason, okay? We to be, let's say, a reasonable. However, as the Devil stands into the second position, there are going to be a lot of let's put it that way, tempting opportunities. There are volume issues. No, Taco, that's just you, I guess, because the volume is pretty much almost at the red barrier for me. So yeah. So back to, I'm sorry, mate. Try different device. I don't know. So back to the devil card. Um, what happens, it is that as we have to be reasonable about the situations, there are going to be those opportunities which are going to be very tempting within the situation that is. Uh, the first thing that comes to my mind is that you want to make a deal with someone which is very reasonable. It's beneficial for both of you, but as you do negotiate the deal and you are trying to to set it up and so on, it comes an opportunity that will allow you to screw that person that you want to make the deal over, and pretty much take the full reward from it. It's kind of like such kind of that is, like I said, the first thing that comes to my mind as a situation. And make no mistake, even if you don't have to, even if you don't do it right there right then, eventually your karma is going to catch up with you, or in other words, there is a bill to be paid and you will have to pay it with something else, different time, different place. So definitely within the next couple of weeks, we have to resist temptations to raise our voice, to screw people over, or even we have to withstand the temptations that are regarding ourselves, because there are going to be also those situations where we will think that if we push really, really hard and we do go to the extreme, we will be able to, let's say, push it through. And yeah, we will be able to push it through, but the cost, unfortunately, for that is going to happen to be more than we know. Just for example, you have that opportunity at work and you find it that, it's a good opportunity, you want it, but as you do chase it and you have all of your focus into it, you do not realize that you neglected your family, your friends, and everything else that surrounds it. And at the end of the day, you may end up kind of like settling on that opportunity. Yeah, you may end up succeeding in there all alone, without family, without any friends. So we have to be, like I said, a very reasonable how we address situations within the next couple of weeks, and also what kind of a can I put it into words, a standpoint we take, especially when it comes to two fighting parties, like two parties are arguing with each other. We always have to kind of like happen to be the middle ground out there. On a plus side, though, within the next couple of weeks, it does look like that people are going to leave us alone. What I mean here is that those who are usually an opposition of ours, a verbal opposition of ours, this time around, it seems that they are cut us some slack, as even if they do not agree with us, it seems that for the time being, they are going to respect our choices and as well our decisions. So what is going to be the best stand within the next couple of weeks? Well, according to these cards, it's hard work. Really, we have to work very, very hard, but without surpassing a certain limits. In other words, we have to be true to, I don't know, our reality, or what I like to say is our civilization. And also the lesson that we need to learn, it is that we are a part of society, and while there are things belong to the one who takes it, the taking is not for the taking if it's going to create a lonely and empty existence. So for as long as we don't harm emotionally, situationally, and God forbid physically other people, it's okay, to chase one thing or another. But as soon as our path crosses someone else, we have to think very carefully, what is that gonna cost us, and are we willing to pay the price for it? And that is how the general, or kind of like the collective reading stands. So it will be well, it will be a transit where we are gonna dance on the edge of a knife. Hopefully, none of us is going to cut themselves and none of us is going to fall either side. Hello, Jennifer. Yeah, I am doing well. All right, so that was the collective reading, and now I'm gonna move to read for the 12 star signs. But before I go for it, just a few notes about the show. And I'm gonna start from Aries to Pisces. Every star sign is gonna take the very same reading as I did with the collective here, and at every 4 star signs, I'm going to take a question from you guys, if there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. So if you do wish to have a free reading with me, that is the way you get it. You kind of like catch up with one of these breaks there, address the issue that you want me to read for, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick one of these questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If you do want though your own personal reading, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. For any of you who support the stream and the channel, or who are to support the stream and the channel through super chat, you are going to get a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much given. But should your super chat be $20 or above, you're going to get the very same reading that I'm doing for the star signs with these 5 cards. Should you have no inquiry, should you have inquiry with the super chat, I will pretty much going to pick the most suitable spread for your inquiry. Well, Queen, we are already, or rather, like what I learned from astrologists, it is that the moon phase actually starts to affect us 3 days prior, and it stands 3 days after. Okay, so actually, and it kind of like it grows. All right, so at the 7th was, or rather like at the 6th, it is when that full moon in Pisces started to take effect, little by little growing. All right, like I said, first one, that's gonna be Aries. And put Aries here, and the first card for Aries, that will be the 9 of Cups, followed by the second card for Aries, which is the 7 of Swords. Moving on, next we do have the 4 of Swords, followed by that is 5 of Cups, and the final one for Aries, we do have the 6 of Cups. Those 5 cards. And team play, actually, it is the name of your game, Aries, and that is because we do have the 7 of Swords into the second position, primarily about that. So the next couple of weeks, at least according to these cards, are not weeks or a time frame where you should kind of like how to put it into words. It's not even being about being solo or a single player. It's more like trying to get on top of everybody else. Like, you know, there are those kind of people that for them, their problems, their opinion, and everything that they preach, it's a mandatory, like it's the most important thing in the world. Like, for example, you know, you go to a service that it is offering a free service, okay, and you display your problem and they just don't pay attention to you, and you kind of like, you are flabbergasted thinking how they cannot. I mean, my problem, it's something unheard of by now. Well, it isn't. You know, the point here is that don't think that, you know, your agenda is bigger than someone else's agenda, and your agenda should be chosen, if that's the case, over someone else's agenda. Because if you do think that, you may very well end up being very disappointed. In fact, within the next couple of weeks, what you should do is really look around yourself and see how far you went, or rather like how far you accomplished up until this point. Because according to these cards, Aries, some of your accomplishments, they do need maintenance, and that is the most of the efforts and the most of the time you got to spend within the next couple of weeks. Maintain your marriage, maintain your job, you know, maintain the performance, maintain your friendships, and so on, and so forth. And again, that happens only through teamwork. And if you're trying to get on top of everybody else, you're not a team player. And the best way for you to accomplish that is just talk with people. And if you do open up and start talking with people, they will find you as a very loyal and faithful asset to the team, companion, friend, why not significant one as well. Other than that, Aries, it's going to be a pretty easy time for you to have fun, or rather like to find fun within the next couple of weeks. And the lesson that you need to learn is exactly that. That's sometimes you gotta choose in between the bigger and the low and the smaller disappointment. And right now, not chasing your personal goal, but working with everybody for the common goal. It's a small disappointment, but it's something that you will recover. And at the end of the day, you're gonna walk away from that with a bunch of allies, connections, friends. Right, so that was for Aries. Now moving on, next we do have, oh no, Aries, Taurus. We do have Taurus next. Hey Robin, welcome to the stream. Taco, is the sound now fixed for you? All right, Taurus, first one, we do have the Hermit, followed by the second card for you guys, which is the Page of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Tower. And the next one, that's going to be the Ten of Wands. So give me a moment here. It's not a change, but it is a change. It's like leaving your old self behind, or the old era. It's no different than these, for example, teenagers, which are, for example, listening to a heavy metal music, and after that they just move on from it, right? Move on to the next thing from it. And 1 year into their life, being living in that creed. Of course, not every single teenager, but for example, my brother was like that. You know, he started listening to heavy metal and he was really hard into it, walking with coffins on his back and all maked up, and with the long dark raven hair and so on and so forth. And when he grew to 25, he just move past it and move on to the next thing. And that is some kind of a transition that you are going to undertake within the next couple of weeks, Taurus, because a couple of things are going to happen and they are contradictory to one another. First, you will find something very important that you need to accomplish and that you need to chase. Now, some of you may find out that they need a bigger job, others may find out that they need to accomplish purchasing a home. Whatever you do find, it's important for you. But also what you find out, it is that you do have something that it is not important anymore, and that is exactly how the shift is gonna take place. For example, you may end up finding important that it is to find a stable job, and not important to have party every single night. Two things which are contradicting each other. Okay, so that is the process that is going to take place, and that is something which is going to happen very, very suddenly. Unfortunately, though, what is going to be difficult for you it's the emotional attachment you are going to have toward the one that it is not important anymore, toward the aspect which is not important anymore. Now, unlike the death card though, here you do have more favorable alignment with the cards, because with the death card, alongside with the emotional attachment, thou has as well a sentimental attachment, while you will not gonna have it. Yeah, you liked it and you still like it, but you fully realize that that is only dragging you down. It is basically putting you behind. And so with a little bit of a will and with a little bit of a it's not even a will, it's kind of like understanding that it has to happen. A major transformation is about to take place in your life, and that is exactly the lesson that you need to learn, that one thing must fall down so another can take its place, or one structure needs to be dismantled so you can build something new on top of it. No different than right now it's going a rebuilding is going on my street. It's just old houses are pushed back, or rather like they are demolished. Pushed back, they are demolished, and new buildings are built on top of them, and the owners of the houses, they get compensations with a flat or two within the building. Yeah, it's not the same thing, it's better, but you gotta kind of like let go of your previous home for the time being, and that is literally the transformation which is awaiting you, Taurus. Mattia, thank you so much for your 1999. Thank you, Mattia. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the full moon in Pisces. And Sherry, welcome to the stream as well. All right. So moving on, next we do have Gemini. Well, Jackie, it was a terrible week, at least for me. Well, it could have been worse, I admit. First, my air conditioner gave away, so I had to buy a new one. Then I had a break-in, and at least for now, that's about it. But still, it's a terrible week. All right, Gemini. First one, it's Judgment for you guys, followed by that's the Queen of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the Three of Pentacles, followed by that's the Fool, and the final one for you, Gemini, that's going to be the Emperor. And as the Judgment stands, we all know that that's a wake-up call, so something major as either an insight or as an undertaking of your behalf is going to kind of like start and banging and knocking on your door. The Judgment, think of it like that. It's a whisper from the universe that you must answer. Now, how you are going to recognize it? Well, usually takes place into the field of your life where it is not like you don't have options available, but all of the options available that you can undertake are kind of compromising. You know, for example, you wanna take certain job, or you want to change your job, and it is not like you don't have options available to sign up for a new job. It is just the new job doesn't, neither of these jobs you can go for seems too much better than the current one, right? And you kind of like, you must make compromise with it. Well, Judgment takes place in those kind of fields, and it gives you the perfect options available. It is something that you just can't deny that it is a good thing to follow, that it is a good thing to pretty much undertake, so to speak. And also, the Judgment, it is when one may be baffled or can be baffled about a situation or two into their life, and suddenly everything falls in its place. It's just everything now makes sense. That's the insight that you may have. So the problem then, what may be problematic within the next couple of weeks? Well, missing out on things. What those cards are showing, it is that you may be so consumed with that new option available or with that insight that you are going to have that you may miss on a, how can I put it into words, potentials which are heretofore unexplored within your already developed undertakings, already developed projects, already developed friendships. Okay, so while it is a good thing to answer the call of the universe, just don't throw in it everything you got, but just as much as it requires. And that is something written here with the Emperor at the end, and in fact that is the saving grace, by the way, because the Emperor here shows that you are going to prove being very responsible and as well very reliable, knowing how to face the ups and downs of your day-to-day routine, and being very organized as well, and very strong also. So it's highly unlikely, Gemini, that you may end up robbing yourself with too much giveaway, with a too much investment here. But also your approach is going to be supported by either organization or by someone else as a person, okay? And they're not gonna spare you any criticism by all means, but their criticism is going to be very constructive one. What I mean is that for as long as they're gonna tell you what you are doing wrong, they're also gonna show you, not just only tell you how you should do your job, for example, but they're gonna straight away show you how you have to do your job. That is just for example, and together you're going to form a wonderful cooperation. And one thing you need to learn, it is that sometimes you just gotta make the leap of faith. Okay, not every time you can have assurances, 100% assurances that things can and should happen. Sometimes you just gotta take the chance. But if you do decide to do so, just don't bring anything from your past. For example, if you are taking a chance with a new relationship here because that's your insight, that's your option available, then just don't compare it with your old one. Don't think of that this, because for example you were cheated on in the previous relationship, this one is going to be just the same. Just treat it like that is the first relationship in your life. I'm sorry to hear that, Jackie. All right, moving on next, we do have Cancer. Yeah, I am. Hopefully nothing major was stolen with the break-in. It was one bag and it was empty. So first one for Cancer, that's going to be the Queen of Cups. Moving on next, that's going to be the Moon card, followed by the Magician. Afterwards, we do have the Queen of Swords. And the final one, that's going to be the Two of Wands. Okay, guys, your transit is going to be one of the most peaceful ones you can have. That is because almost nothing that kind of like take places within it is going to seal the outcome. Okay, and why this is great? Well, because for example, let's take it that way, you got laid off from work. well, that doesn't mean that you're not going to work there anymore. Okay, maybe in a couple of weeks they're going to call you again. Let's say that you have a really huge fight with your significant one. Okay, well, that fight is not going to seal the outcome of your relationship, breaking it, but instead you may have a second chance. Now, of course, if something good happens, that doesn't mean that it's going to be like this for a lifetime. Okay, so there the outcome is not sealed, either. But that's kind of like puts you in a unique position to pretty much do what you do without being afraid that things are going to go south, or at least kind of like reaching the bottom. So it's a transit where you can say what you mean. It's a transit where where you can do what you like. It's a transit where as well you can try to present yourself exactly as who you are and see how people respond to it. Okay, that this is why I love those cards. And what was I about to say? I got excited for a little bit. And even on top of it, guys, presenting yourself for who you are about to find a supporter or a follower or a companion. It's a better word to use here, who will appreciate that like there is no tomorrow. And with that person you can share literally everything. It's just they're gonna feel you, right? They're gonna feel you, they're gonna understand your plights, they're going to understand you. And that way, if not your significant one for the rest of your life, you can find the very best friend you ever had. Now, a lesson that you need to learn, it is that you have to live with what the time gives you, or rather, like, you have to live with what the surroundings of you gives you. And therefore, right now, the surrounding is not going to give you anything meaningful, and that is going to make you feel uncertain, and that uncertainty is going to twist and tangle your emotions. Okay, so it's very likely, Cancer, that within the next couple of weeks you may fantasize how you're gonna never find love, for example, or you are going to always work a shitty jobs, or you're always going to be smothered beneath thy toe at work, or you're always going to be bossed around. You know, all these kind of like very grim fantasies. That is going to be something quite normal for you within the next couple of weeks, but that has nothing to do with reality. Okay, so for as much as you can mobilize and try not to fantasize, is going to be best for you. So how can you use that time? Well, you have already you already have current accomplishments. Well, expand on them instead of trying to, you know, add more to them. And so with that said, guys, this is for the first couple stars, for the first 4 star signs, and now we are entering for the into the first break, and one of you is gonna get a free reading within that first break. And all that you gotta do in order to take one or qualify for one, I don't know how to put it there, just input what troubles you, what you want to be read for as a question into the comments down below, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do so. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. Yeah, with the breaking, guys, it is because I am living on the ground floor in a corporation, in a block, right? And when you enter into the block corridor, the main entrance for the apartments above is from the left side, from the left hand side. The door to my room is from the right hand side. And what I do suspect that happened is that I forgot to lock it, because now I do remember that one morning I woke up, well, one afternoon I woke up, I found that the door is unlocked. Okay, but back then I didn't notice anything missing, so I just brushed it off. But probably what happened is that someone who was a visitor confused the doors, and opened my door instead of the main door, and they just saw the bag sitting there because the bag was next to the door, and just took it. That is what I think that happened, because nothing else was taken. I mean, my wallets, my computers. I mean, he could have took my computers. Jesus, that would have been devastating. Thank you. Yeah, I think I remember. I don't remember the reading, but I think I remember I read for you, Amethyst. Well, Queen, maybe. Well, there are two things that may be happening there. One thing which is unlikely, it is that the person who is about to give you the promotion, it's testing you. But what is more prominent, it is that that person cannot straight away deny you, so they are looking for excuse. Just don't give them one. I am tired of fighting with people, guys. It's just when there is a a fight there. If the world isn't ending, I just, whatever, have it your way. Hey, Sean, welcome to the stream. That's how I am. Just if that doesn't disturb me deeply, I just don't bother fighting. I don't care. I mean, especially Queen, if that's not your business, I mean your personal business, why would you care? I mean, if the company goes down, it goes down. Who cares? I mean, it's not your company, isn't it? You do your job and you do what you have been told from above. If they tell you you do that, but you think that that's inappropriate, well, why would you care? Just do it. It is what you have been told to do from the one who pays you. If things go south, they go south, but it's not going to be because of you. Sean, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you, Sean. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the full moon in Pisces. And Chandra, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you, Chandra. You also make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personal reading. Because do you know what, Queen? Because I have worked about 9 years full-time job, and what I observed, it is that the more you give from yourself, the more you are stepped on, the more people take you for granted, the more those who pays you are taking you for granted. That is my personal experience. Okay, so what I learned, it is that I am paid to work from 9 to 5, no more than that. And what I am paid for is, a certain list of responsibilities, and to these responsibilities to be done the way I am told to do them. I don't have to question anything. Okay, I am paid to do these responsibilities, the way I'm told to do those responsibilities. If someone is to blame, is the one who told me how to do them. That's about it. But yeah, because I don't know about United States or wherever you are from, but here there is that culture I really despise, that in 5 to 5 p.m. that is, your boss comes with a emergency task that you have to stick in your job up until 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m., and no one pays you for it. It's just, it's your job. Well, screw that, and wherever I was going to an interview for a job, at the presentation, at the introduction, people were start telling me, how great their company is, and I was just immediately intercepting, their speech with, wait a second, let me just get this thing straight. I am coming here to work for a certain salary, and I am working from 9 to 5 for that salary, not from 30 to 8 to 7, not from a 9 to 4. I'm working from a 9 to 5. 5:00, I just turn off the computer, I shut it down, and I go home. I don't care how important your task is unless I'm not paid extra, because I work to make money, not to make any friends. No, I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to make myself comfortable. Jen, thank you so much for your $9.99. At least that's my opinion. Thank you, Jen. Make sure that you just stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personal reading. And guess who hired me? No one. I mean, they were very amused. Everybody was very amused about my portfolio with all the mechanisms and all these kind of things that I have pretty much developed and I was a project leader on. But when they heard that, when everybody heard that, it's just they didn't bother to even get the interview to the very end, okay? Because everybody wants to exploit you. That's the thing. All right, so Queen, I will take this time around Amethyst Moon question, not because yours isn't valid, but because I wouldn't be able to tell for certainty, because getting promoted depends on someone else's decision, and as you may know, Tarot cannot make decisions for you. Or even for someone else. I can tell you the probability, or what is the tendency, but that could change the very, very last minute, so... Well, Jen, the best to phrase question is if question is open for... is an open question. It doesn't have yes or no, okay? It doesn't have a kind of like... I don't know how to put it into words. You can put whichever question you like, and I'm just going to rephrase it for you. Okay, so Amethyst Moon, what's gonna go on this week for me and DL? And yeah, Queen, sometimes not being promoted is actually a blessing in disguise, because when you get promoted, that's another psychological barrier. When people promote you, you feel like you are owning them, right? Like you owe them. And then the exploitation, it kind of like skyrockets. Because when I was working for England, and when I was going on a business trip there, business trips, I was going twice every year just to, see the office and all these kind of stuff. The executive director, he was getting into the office 6 a.m. and he was leaving the office 9 p.m. Okay, and he was living 2 hours driving to the office. when do you leave, man? I mean, when do you live? I mean, what kind of a life you do have? No matter how much money you make, when do you spend those money? And even if you do find time to spend those money, do you like it? I would never do that to myself. I don't care about I don't care about how much money I make. It is just my time worth more than any money in this world. I mean, time for myself. I mean, of course, I'm going to sell some of my time and my skills, but not all of it. You know, it has diminishing returns. The more time you have, exponentially more one company has to pay for it. Hello, Ella. That's my opinion. So what's this week for you? We do have those 4 cards for you, Amethyst Moon. Things are looking actually very, very well for you and DL. I don't know what kind of interaction and relationship you do have in between one another, okay? But how can I put it into words? Well, first off, there will be some kind of a helping situation where one of you is gonna ask for the help of the other. Now, this help may not be a physical help where you have to go there and kind of like help him or her with some boxes to be moved from one place to another. Okay, DL may just ask you for an advice. Maybe you will need an advice and gonna ask DL. And the quality of the help is going to be very, very unexpected. In fact, you either of you is going to be amazed by the other from it. Also, within this week, I mean, whatever plans you do have with DL, they will happen. I mean, if you want them to happen, they are going to happen right away. If you do have a plan to sleep with DL, that's the least that can happen there. Okay. It's as simple as that. Just bear in mind that within the week you will find better things to do, or rather like more interesting things to do than being with the or spending time with the or whatever. And those more interesting things could be very well other DLs, right, or other people. But ultimately, if you do kind of like resist that temptation and you do build up the circumstances in between you and DL as you have plans, things are going to go very well, and by the end of the week you should establish certain pattern in between you two. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, they don't. They don't happiness, and do you know what they don't buy as well? They don't buy health. They can buy you all the trinkets in the world. They can buy you all the medicine in the world. But just because you do have trinkets, that doesn't mean that you are happy. And just because you can buy the most expensive treatment, that doesn't guarantee you being healed. Okay? And that's the funny thing, guys. I mean, we give up our health to make money. Okay, we are sleep deprived, stressed all the time, we eat on a go, all kind of bullshits. And then when we pile up money, but then our health is fucking ruined, we spend all those money to kind of like heal ourselves, and that never happens. It's kind of crazy. I'm so pissed off by that culture. It's just... Okay, Jen. All right, moving on next, we do have Leo. Just a couple of minutes, guys, before I go to Leo, just to get my thoughts gathered. Well, thank you, Taco, sharing my thoughts. Okay, Ella, I will take on this question. I mean, you made a super chat for it, but can I suggest you something else? Don't you want to know if someone can make you happier than what Claudio makes you? I mean, don't you want to know if there is someone else to look forward to? Because at least for me, because I care for you, all right? I mean, you guys are supporting me for so long now, and I do care for you guys. And you know, if I didn't, all right, fine, I'm gonna read for that question. It's even easier reading because it's just only 3 cards and just show it and say yes, no. I don't have to explain anything. But I think that it is better if I do you a fortune telling reading showing you if there is someone else to look forward to. But it is your choice. How old I am? I am 35. No, 36. It's 36. Okay, I am 36. Well, as someone asked me what kind of a questions should I ask, when you are confused, you shouldn't ask any questions. Okay, you gotta let it settle in. All right, you gotta sleep on it, drink through it, whatever the case. Because in my experience, which is 12 years now, a tarot reading gets you even more confused. Any kind of reading gets you more confused. All right, Leo. First one, we do have 10 of Pentacles. Moving on next, that's gonna be the Page of Swords, followed by 3 of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the Queen of Swords. And the final one, that's gonna be the Queen of Pentacles. This is quite of a strange reading, guys. It's truth be told, is all over the place. Okay, there are going to be probably a lot of things moving around, and unfortunately, you will kind of like feel the need to kind of like provoke people or be always counter to them. Someone says an idea, and you will try to not exploit, but kind of like find the cracks within that idea. Someone proposes you something, and immediately, instinctively, you will kind of like it's not like seeing it from the negative side, it is like pointing up the disadvantages it gives. Okay, like your significant one tells you, let's go have them on a vacation at the southern country, you know, the countries on the southern part of the globe. You will say, oh, it's very hot there right now, it's kind of like it's full of crime. You will see it not from the bright side, but from the negative side. And that is the worst that is going to take place within the next couple of weeks for you, Leo. It is that you will kind of like struggle to see it from the bright side. Also, those cards are calling for you to give second chances to friends, not to lovers, not to boyfriends or girlfriends, but just a friends. Okay, don't make the purge yet if you have decided that you are going to make it. That's at least according to those cards. But the full moon in Pisces, it will be like very comfortable for you for the time being, and also it's a time where you will become more independent. So within this time frame, you can expect to kind of like close up some kind of teamworks. You can expect to repay loans, if you will. You can expect to how can I put it into words, return favors, so you do not depend on these things anymore. And one else specifically that is likely to happen, very, very likely, is someone from your past to appear again in your life. Most likely an old friend of yours that just wants to pretty much catch up with you. And that's about how your full moon in Pisces is going to revolve around to. Whenever you do decide to kind of like build up something, like an idea or like a project, you know, or even like a friendship, you're going to start seeing immediate results. But also it's very advisable for you, Leo, to spend your time among people. Try to connect with people emotionally, not just only physically. But other than that, guys, suffice to say, you are going to have a very, very safe transition, at least according to the tarot cards. Yeah, that's another thing, Sue, that Sue it's mentioning, and I think I said it a few times in my live streams, that love is kind of like free, like a river, right? Like water. You may try to catch it, you may try to trap it even, but eventually, guys, it always finds its way to the ocean. It always goes to the ocean, no matter what. So see, I also think that it is inappropriate to try and chase love. That love is right for you, is gonna come no matter what. And that is also something else that I don't approve, but again, that is my personal view. When someone tells me, oh, you gotta fight for love, well, what does that even mean? I mean, if someone wants to be with me, he's gonna be with me, or she is gonna be with me. Not he, I like women, so she is gonna be with me. What is there to fight for? I mean, if you do have to fight for love, these are excuses so someone can cut you loose. And I don't need that. I don't know about you guys. All right, next one, that is going to be Virgo. First one for Virgo, we do have the Emperor, followed by Two of Cups. Moving on next, that's gonna be the Ace of Cups. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna start making live streams just like this, you know, talking with each other here and there, throwing out a free reading. I really enjoy talking with you guys and kind of like sharing my opinion. Not anybody cares, but still. Third one, that's gonna be the Three of Cups, followed by Judgment. And the last one, that's gonna be the Strength card. So this is one of the best relations that you can have in tarot, or rather like it's not even a combo, it's more like a alignment, okay, that you can have in tarot. And long story short, with these two cards, especially the way they fall, it kind of speaks that the situations, Virgo, that you are going to be in, they're going to be very demanding and kind of like very hardcore, for the lack of better word, where one wrong step and the whole thing is blown away. But you are going to have all that it takes to push it through. It's like you always gonna know how to behave, how much of this to invest, how much of that to withdraw, and so on and so forth. You're always going to have that sense what to do, or rather, like, not what to do, but how to do it. You will know what to do because the Emperor is there. You will know as well how to do it. That is also very important. The two ingredients to be successful, it's not the will, okay? It's not the luck. It's knowing what to do and how to do it. And pretty much you are gonna be like a predator, okay, stalking its prey. And when the moment comes, whether your prey, it's a client, I mean, figuratively speaking, a prey, all right, whether your prey is a client, it's a job, okay, or it is a love interest, you are going to stalk that prey, figuratively speaking, one more time. And in the right moment, in the right place where that prey or that aspect is most vulnerable, you pounce and you secure it. It's going to be pretty much yours, because what those cards are promising for you guys is, and I don't want to exaggerate here, but it is a impending change in your circumstances that you are struggling to fathom how good it's gonna be. Okay, it shows that impending change that is going to transcend your day-to-day reality into something you're gonna freaking love being a part of. So that could be your dream job, it could be the dream deal that you are gonna sign up for, okay? It could be as well the dream significant one. Whatever the case, you are going to freaking love it. And it takes place where you are most disappointed at. So if you are mostly disappointed of a love situations and you already gave up on finding love, well, I guess you are about to fall in love, and not just only you, but it's going to be reciprocal. If you have gave up on being successful because you are constantly being screwed over, guess you are about to find a new job, right? If your life it's all buried under a mountain of shit, I guess then all of your life is gonna turn for the better, and you are going to love being your life. Hey Aquadep, welcome to the stream. Sherry, thank you so much for your $20 US. Thank you, Sherry. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the transit. Is it, guys? Is it, Cheryl? I mean, you're not here for the readings, you're here just be hearing me brain farting about stuff. Oh, if that's the case, I can do that all day long. Okay, you just give me a topic and I can kind of like talk about it for a very, very long time. All right, next one, that's gonna be Libra. Oh, you should say so. And by the way, guys, Mattia and two people said that my haircut is great. I don't know, but I guess it's only me that doesn't like my haircut. Every time I don't like it. Discourse. Well then, guys, I guess you're gonna have it. I just have to figure out how I'm gonna do it and when. So for Libra, first one that you do have, guys, that's gonna be the Chariot. I know, I know. That's why I'm considering it. Afterwards, we do have the Three of Pentacles, and that's no brainer that we do have that card. Either would have been Three of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, something team working. Then it is the Hierophant. Moving on next, that's going to be the Six of Wands. And the final one for Libra, that's going to be the Hermit. It's really easy reading, guys. It's really easy reading for Libra. And forget what I said about the collective reading. I guess it affects you the least. I don't know why. Maybe Pisces Moonbeam wants to explain why. But basically what happens it is that you will kind of like come to a conclusion, so to speak, that nothing, you have almost nothing in common with those that surrounds you, or at least for the most part. And so as you do kind of like figure out that, making cooperations is going to be a bit impossible, not just only for you, but also for the other people. However, that presents you with an unique opportunity to accomplish things on your own, and accomplishing things, it's what you are going to do. In fact, by the end of this transit, no matter how much you have accomplished, you are going to be pretty proud about it. Really proud. In fact, you will consider it as a great reward. And you may ask why this is happening. Well, because if you do not being left alone by the universe, or kind of like being deprived of chances to be a part, or to be a part of a team, you wouldn't be able to call the milestones yours. You wouldn't be able to recognize accomplishments as a milestones. And that's something you need to learn within the next couple of weeks, when you build up those stepping stones for you, so you can grow and prepare yourself even further. But what I mostly love about your reading, it is the Hermit at the end. Okay. And what that card pretty much shows, it is that no matter how complicated situations you are finding yourself into, you're always going to know what's the important thing there. Okay, you're always going to know the weakness, you're always going to know the strengths, you're always going to know what's at stake, all these kind of stuff, because you are going to be gifted within the next couple of weeks with extraordinary amounts of wisdom and intellectual view, or wise and intellectual view, over the situations that are surrounding you, that you are involved into. And by the end of the week, probably you are expecting me to say what you should expect. Well, you should expect a wish fulfillment, and to collect the luck of the hard work that you are going to put. Because I never said that it's going to be easy. I only said that you are going to be successful. Yeah, maybe that's the case. And by the way, guys, I want to ask you something, because you gotta help me with this one, okay? Because otherwise, it's just a thought, it's just an idea, but I feel like it's never gonna happen. Would you rather have me and Pisces Moonbeam being live here in front of you, like together, instead of me being live and her being in the chat? Would you prefer that? Kind of like being a co-host with her, and so she can talk about the astrology and all things, and I can talk about tarot. Because you gotta help me with that. Otherwise, I feel that she's never gonna build up that courage to come up in front of camera. Yeah, see, people wanna People want to see you. No, no, no. I don't want to sound like I'm mocking you. Okay, I know how hard it is. By the way, Pisces Moonbeam, do you remember my very, very first live stream that I did back in that website? I freaking froze about 7 times. I don't even remember how many times I froze. Every time that there was a negative comment, it's just, it put me so off. But you aren't gonna be alone in it, like I was. So Angela Gerardi, thank you so much for your 4.99. Thank you, Angela. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the transit. Hey, Latasha, welcome to the stream. It was freaking terrible. But like I'm telling you, Pisces Moonbeam, you ain't gonna be alone in it. And I feel that it's gonna be freaking amazing. Do you know what I feel like is gonna be? I think that we are gonna forget ourselves into it, and this is gonna be like 5-6 hour stream. By the way, we talk to each other when we are about to talk for a topic. When do you know, guys, it kind of like, for example, I say, can you speak fast, because I just want to tell her something funny or anything, or she wants to tell me something funny or anything. It's like, and we are texting each other, and it's like one of us is telling to the other, can I speak with you fast? And do you know how much fast is? It's about 45 minutes, hour and a half, something like this. Okay, so I feel like those live streams are gonna be very, very long and entertaining. All right, back to Scorpio. Ooh, first one, we do have the devil. Thank you, Angela. Moving on next, that's gonna be the King of Pentacles, followed by Six of Wands. Six of Wands, guys. Six of Wands. Moving on next, that's gonna be Three of Pentacles. And the final one, that's gonna be Seven of Pentacles. I'm gonna fix my deck. Hold on a second, because there is a face down card. And I hate having face down cards. Especially you. Okay, so let me take another look for Scorpio. Yeah. Ooh, I confused the King of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles. That's actually a good thing. Well, King of Pentacles being there, and especially with the Devil, it's kind of worrisome. This is these two cards speaks about a very tempting offer. Okay, very, very tempting offer. When presented, it will be like it's coming from our most beautiful dreams. Okay, but actually it it has strings attached to it, and they are kind of hidden. So in reality, we are led to into something, or the word that I love to use, we are beguiled into something that afterwards we may hate ourselves being a part of. Could be a relationship, could be a job, or could be just some kind of an enterprise, whatever it whatever it is. So whenever someone wants to invest in you, or in your business, or in your love, and it kind of seems way too good to be true, it feels like charity. Okay, one comes and says, hey man, you know, I really admire what you do, and I want to give you like $100,000 to expand on your business. You ask, well, what is the catch? And he tells you, well, there is no catch. Well, yeah, there is a catch. Okay, it's not an obvious one. So there is a catch. Or a person shows up and just there out of nowhere, very nice and very sweet, and kind of like they never were like that before, and it's out of the blue. Know that there is a catch to it. Okay, there is something that it is not right out there. I just don't know what that is going to be. It's going to be very specific for each one of us. Other than that, for us Scorpio, the full moon in Pisces actually is going to be a great time, because we are going to be successful. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into other words. Simply said, in a video game that I really love, the character said, whatever you say goes. Well, that's going to be our case, guys. Whatever we say, whatever we do, it goes. It's simply, it happens, it works. That is because according to these cards, we're going to have the power to dictate the circumstances, or so to speak, to force the circumstances within our love life, within our career. Of course, there is going to be a price to be paid. Nothing comes for free. Okay, and so should we be willing to kind of like pay the price for it, whether the price is time or money, or something else, you know, then things are going to work out for us. And as I said, price, there is something very good about this full moon, because we always going to be able to place the right price on things. Okay, we are never going to be lied for, or rather, like, we are going to be self-deceiving or deceiving ourselves that something is worth more than the other. We're always going to be able to put the right price on everything, on certain person, on certain job, or how valuable. And under price, I don't mean money, but how valuable things are. Does they worth our time? Does they worth our emotions? Does they worth our skills or our knowledge, and so on and so forth. But the biggest thing that we are gonna learn, it is that's how to cooperate with people. That if someone wants to give us something, they definitely want something in return, even if they don't say it, or even if they don't show it. But if we want to give something, we always have to do it in a way that there is a return as well, even if that return is just happiness. Because sometimes you give something away just to make the other person happy, because their happiness is your happiness. That is also something in return. And so that is for Scorpio. And now the second free reading is going to take place. Now one of you is going to get a free reading within the next 5 minutes, guys. In order to do so, just input your concern into the comments down below as a question that you want me to read for with the tarot cards. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of your questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Should any of you decide to support the channel in the stream through super chats, you guys are going to get the reading, or a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much given. And should your super chat be $20 or above, you're going to get the very same type of reading that the star signs are getting, this 5-card spread. Well, Cheryl, yeah, but there are people that does not understand that. There are people that think that the whole world owes them something. Okay, just saying. I'm not saying that either of you guys is like that. I'm just saying that there are that kind of people. And remember what I said about, I think Leo was it, where you should not see yourself being above others. Okay, that's something to be thought about, so to speak, because as soon as you think that you are more important than anyone else, for anyone, of course, for yourself, you are the most important thing in this world, aside from your children maybe. But if you do think that someone sees you more important than they are, then you are gravely mistaken. That's what I was talking about there. Who is enjoying it? Well, I think I'm gonna enjoy it. For me, it's I don't know when it's happening for me. I think it already happened. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't yet. It's about to happen. Yeah, not yet. Well, trying is a good thing. That much I know. So what, you think I'm gonna fall in love since it's the moon? Thank you, Karina. So we are friends from about, I don't know how much, 10 years, and that's how you repay me, cursing me to fall in love? Thank you. Thank you. It's a great thing. Or about anything for that matter. Whoo, man, I mean the heat from the conversation. Whoo. She even managed to make me yell a few times. That's very hard to do, okay? That's literally very, very hard to do. All right, there are no questions for the free reading, so the second free reading is pretty much wasted. And moving on to the next star sign, which is going to be Sagittarius. Yeah, you did. But just so you know, I'm gonna say it here with the witnesses. The moment I start yelling, that's the breaking point. Okay, it's just whatever said there, it's almost final. And when I say almost, it's like if I say done, it's done. I don't give a shit. All right. So Sagittarius, first one, that's gonna be the Page of Swords. You have, I don't. I don't like people crying. So the second one, that's going to be the King of Cups. Moving on next, that's going to be the Fool, followed by the Nine of Wands. And the final one, that's going to be the Seven of Cups. About the crying, guys, there is nothing wrong with crying. When I say I don't like people crying, my grandfather, may he rest in peace. I really love my grandfather. He was an amazing person, at least in my eyes. Okay, and of course he grew up in a very, very rough time, Second World War and shit like that. And when I was little, like 8, 9 years old, whenever I end up crying, he was slapping me through my face. Of course, not very hard, all right, because I am a child. And he was saying, "There, at least now you have a reason to cry on." Okay, and he just thought me off crying. It's just ever since, you know, that treatment, I never felt the need to cry. It's just I just face the problem. I face the circumstances or the consequences, but I do not cry about it. Back to the reading. Again, those 5 cards. And very similar as with Scorpio here, but for Sagittarius, the offer that is going to come your way, it will be, how can I put it into words? It will be more emotionally disbalancing. What I mean is that instead of being materially amazing, like something that makes you comfortable, it's going to be emotionally amazing. Most likely, how can I put it into, yeah, well, I don't want to say most likely it's going to be a love offer for you guys, but it's going to be an offer that you will find it very difficult to deny, because it's just something you would like, right? It's just something that it may not, most likely it's not going to make sense, but in the same time it's going to be something that you're going to like it, and it's best not to take it. Okay, it's best not to take it, at least according to these cards, because within the next couple of weeks, Sagittarius, what you got to do, guys, is look inwardly, not outwardly, in a sense of that next couple of weeks are the weeks where you gotta make the purge, capital letters here, the purge of your day-to-day routine, of your schedule, of your friends even. I mean, within the next couple of weeks, you gotta reassess every person that you are associating yourself with, and you are gonna see that there are some people which is better not to be there anymore, and you just cut ties with them. The next couple of weeks are all about what you can do for yourself rather than what anybody else can do for you. Because again, as with Scorpio, make no mistake, there is something surreptitious with that offer. There is something behind the curtain that it is going on, and taking it, you are just going to be left as a victim of the circumstances. Other than that, as you do reassess your status, your friendships, even your relationship maybe with your significant one, I'm not saying that you gotta cut them loose, but maybe by reassessing it, you are going to see that there are some redundant aspects of it, and that you want to replace with something more useful. For example, you may end up realizing that it is redundant going on a restaurant every Friday night, as you can have a really romantic and nice dinner home. instead. Okay, it's going to be way more productive. Whatever the case, that is a lesson that you're going to learn, that what you can do for yourself, no one else can replicate, and the best thing that can happen to you are the things that you can do for yourself. And what's going to materialize from that, it is that by the end of these couple of weeks, you will realize that how can I put it into words? Well, yeah, you are going to realize that you can go very far. Unreachable heights, or rather like seemingly unreachable heights, now are going to be not that celluloid for you. They're not going to be that much unreachable anymore. As far as relationships or job opportunities goes, it's in there. I mean, it's not like you're not going to have your chances, but should you go for such, make sure that it is something brand new, all right? Something that you are a part of never before. This is an experience unlike any other. So that was for Sagittarius. Now moving on, next we do have Capricorn. Am I streaming still? Yeah, I am. Capricorn, first one, that's going to be the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Wands. Moving on, next, what we do have for you guys, that's going to be the Three of Cups, followed by the Page of Cups, and the last one for you, Capricorn, that's going to be the Wheel of Fortune. Next couple of weeks are going to be the weeks that make difference for you in a major scale. It's a pretty straightforward reading. What happens there is that what you have planned or prepared for, it's finally going to come to bear. I mean, whatever you are planning for or whatever you are preparing for, it will be initiated within the next couple of weeks. Whether you are preparing to start looking for a job, or whether you are planning to attack certain promotion, or whether you are planning to be with someone, whatever the case, that plan is going to be initiated, or preparation is going to take place, is going to pay off within the next couple of weeks. And let me tell you, people ain't gonna like it at all. That Seven of Wands there speaks about a very strong opposition. That is the most generic interpretation of the Seven of Wands here, guys. It is a opposition, and that opposition most likely is gonna take place through behind the scene gossips, rumors, and fallacies, spreading. And what you gotta do is just challenge every single one of it as soon as you hear about them. Whatever you planned for or whatever you prepared for, you will see immediate results of it. I mean, as soon as you initiate your plan, bang, results, okay? Or whatever you are facing, what you prepared for, you will see that your preparation immaculate, okay? It is spot on right there. And you will realize that you actually did a really good job. Should it be about plan? You have calculated literally everything. You did everything. You did all the planning to the smallest detail out there, and it was all right. Should it be about preparation, meticulous and conscientious preparation about what is to be faced? And even better, if it was both, it will be a remarkable success for you. And that's all that you gotta learn as well here with that Page of Cups being into the 4th position, is that things are always changing. Okay, because what is change if it is not one life begins while another is ending, and what is life if it isn't a death pending, right? So things are in constant turnover, things are constantly moving forward, and they are changing. And so you will learn to be always in tune with the present, being prepared for the future. You're welcome, Pisces Moonbeam. And few practical advices for Capricorn, especially if you are single. That is the week you go out and start presenting yourself in front of the world, showing that you are single and you are sick of it. You do not want to be single anymore. You are now ready to give love to someone, and that someone is going to show up. And not just only one, but few people are going to show up, and it is up to you to decide whom to go for. The advice of the cards: go with the one that you mostly relate emotionally with, not with the one that it is most materially secured. So that was Capricorn. Now moving on, next we do have Aquarius. First one for Aquarius, 10 of Cups, followed by the second card of the Queen of Pentacles. Moving on next, that's going to be the 5 of Pentacles. Afterwards, that's going to be Justice. And the final one for Aquarius, 2 of Pentacles. That card, 2 of Pentacles, a bit redundant. It's just a confirmation, guys, nothing else. Because what the reading is talking about, it is that within the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to say we because I'm rising Aquarius, we are going to readopt behavior. And when I say readopt behavior, I mean that we are going to realize why we are unhappy, or whatever extent we are unhappy of, we are going to realize what is the reason for it. And the primary reason is going to be a part of, I do apologize, it's going to be a part of our lifestyle. So we can expect to change certain portion, if not severe portion, from our lifestyles. Some people may decide to stop quitting, to stop smoking, to stop quitting. Yeah, that's also a part of our lifestyle, to stop quitting. Other people may decide that they have to stop smoking. Other people may decide that they should be a bit more gentle when it comes to interacting with others. Because remember, guys, when you encounter someone, a little kindness goes for a really, really long way. That's my opinion. But in any case, what happens here is that within the next couple of weeks, we are going to realize that we are sitting on some kind of outdated stereotypes, on some outdated standards, outdated plans even, and therefore we have to, how can I put it into words, we have to become more adaptable. Okay, we gotta change them, replace them with something more in tune with what is going on around us right now. Because if we are sitting on outdated expectations, even it is outdated result, no results are going to satisfy us, because the results are the present, but our expectations are outdated. So they don't align, and that's the reason why we aren't happy. Okay, that's why we gotta align our expectations and the lifestyle with what is going on, around us, and that is the lesson that we need to learn. Okay, that's whatever is happening around us, we have to do a reciprocal effort toward it. It's not that, how can I put it into words? Take it that way. You obey the law, not the law doesn't obey you. It doesn't have to be comfortable for as long as it does the job. Same thing we have here for Aquarius. Other than that, once we do make those adjustments, which are not going to take too much time, we are going to be end up being very happy. And in fact, at that time, it's going to feel like we don't need anything else. It's going to feel like we are satisfied to a maximum extent for the time being. But later down the road for Aquarius, that side of the human nature is going to call out, and that is the side of insatiable hunger. What I mean is that no matter how much one has, it comes a time where thou always wants more. And that's going to happen. Hey, Lawrence, welcome to the stream, mate. All right, and oops, I forgot to put Aquarius on the screen. And the hero of the show, Pisces. All right, first one for Pisces, Six of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Page of Pentacles, followed by the King of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Nine of Wands. And the final one for you, Pisces, that's going to be the Death. Yeah. Well, it's a very simple reading, Pisces. Whatever is... How can I put it into words? Well, I'll put it that way. You are fully prepared to what is to come. And what is to come, you take it. You do not try to change it. Okay? Because within the next couple of weeks, a lot of things you are used to, whether interactions, whether phone calls, for example, practices, they are going to drop off. For example, someone may ghost you, okay? Some friends may lose interest in spending time with you, etc., etc. It's just there are going to be things which are leaving you, and you take it like a champ. You do not whine about it, you do not cry about it, you do not weep about it, okay? But instead, as these things falls off your ship, they are going to be replaced, and that is also a lesson you got to learn. What comes around goes around. That's how the world works. But these replacements, at least for what those cards are showing here, are going to be far better than what went off. So if for example a relationship is falling off, it will be replaced with better one. Maybe not within the next couple of weeks, but it's going to be replaced with a better one. If job is going away, it's going to be replaced with a better one. All that you gotta maintain though, it is your passion and your ambition to be part of such thing. Like if your job falls apart, don't, like again, like said again, don't weep about it, guys. Mobilize, trying to find another one, and you will be able to in almost no time. Same thing about love, about relationships, about friendships. Just don't lose your enthusiasm. Do not lose your ambition to be successful and to be happy. And if you maintain your ambition, you do not lose it anywhere there. Whatever the case, that ambition is going to be supported with a very determined actions that are going to be also a very, very effective actions. Now, why you should take it like a champ instead of trying to manage what is falling off and whatnot? It is because of that Page of Pentacles, okay, into the second position. The Page of Pentacles, they are showing that you will have a inaccurate value over things. It's kind of like you will have a very hard time. Well, it will not gonna seem that way, but the sense of what worth your while and what doesn't is not gonna be there. It's not gonna be accurate. The universe is gonna make that choice for you within the next couple of weeks, and you just have to trust it. Lawrence, I don't, and because from United States, a mito has to be paid. I don't know how. I don't know what's the English word for it. It's basically you pay some kind of a evaluation from the government. Okay, that's why I don't have it. For example, a computer that I wanted to buy, it would have cost me 1/3 of it just to ship it here because of that mito. I don't know how to, what is the English word? Hold on a second. I will try to find it here. It's not VAT, although it may be a VAT. Deber. It's Deber, isn't it? Deber. Oh no, that's Spanish. Hold on a second. Duty. Oh, so yeah, it's duty. It's not duty free, but you do have a duty on it. Why do I have Spanish here? That confuses me. I never were into Spanish. You can't. I am the one who has to pay. Yeah, it's a tariff, exactly, that the government plays on. But I will figure it out. I mean, Pisces Moonbeam is in Canada. I mean, she may have it. But I don't have that. Lawrence, my country, it's not very popular with the influencer stuff. There are very few in my country, and so we don't have that service having that post office or something. I mean, you do have only one post, and it is at your home. So if I want, I can't open a post address anywhere else. So if I have to give you one, I have to give you where I live, which I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons, guys, concerns. Everyone who did that, there is a stalker coming up and all these kind of stuff. So, and even I think it's against this is something I speculate on. I think it's against the guidelines, okay, of the social media to give your address and all these kind of stuff. So no, but I'm pretty sure you can't open up a post office somewhere else, or office box as you mention it. Can it? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I think that here only the receiver can. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure we cannot open up an office box. That's not an option. It's just, you need to understand our post services, they're like about 70 or maybe 80 years behind time. It's just nobody uses them here. Okay, we use a courier firms like, you know, the most mainstream ones. I'm not gonna say it here, but yeah, we are using couriers instead of the post. Nobody uses the post. Posts, the only service the posts are doing, it is just paying the retirement funds, because the old people here, they don't use banks. Most of them doesn't use banks. They don't want to bother with debit cards and bank accounts, or kind of like manage their bank accounts. They know that they are going to receive their pension via the post, and that's how they do it. And that is the main thing that the post does. It's just nobody uses it for packages and all these kind of stuff here. To ambush me in the night, right? I'm almost afraid to think what you're gonna do to me, guys. Yeah, it is, but you gotta understand that I just don't live just in Europe. I live in Bulgaria, the most how can I put it into words? Unadvanced country in Europe. Okay, it's not just Europe, but Bulgaria. That is the most unadvanced service-wise, and aside from the internet and the TV, because these are brilliant services here. I think that we are rated third in the world in comparison to quality and price. And I think I told you a few times, guys, but for example, a gigabyte internet, a gigabit, I'm sorry, a gigabit internet per month. Hold on a second. A gigabit connection with a 357 channels optic TV, $20. I know that in US, only the TV is gonna cost you about 200 a month, let alone the internet, right? So these are a brilliant services. Mobile services, unlimited calls, unlimited SMS, unlimited data, 5G, $15 a month. I mean, what are you paying, right? So these services, they're brilliant. But anything else, God forbid you need some kind of a document, oh my god, it's like you are going through the whole 9 circles of hell, and you are making roundabouts few times in every freaking circle. It's so bad. I almost think of opening a company where I'm gonna hiring people just to do those services for other people, because believe me, you need a document. You gotta spare about few days to get it, you know, going to from a store to a store to a store, because nobody knows anything. I mean, you go to some kind of a cashier or a store and you ask about where can I get that document, and he's gonna send you to another store where you are gonna be sent to another one, and then they're gonna send you to another building, and the whole process repeats again, and it is so exhausting, because that's the problem here. Nobody knows anything. Oh, and at the end, they're gonna tell you that you can't have it because reasons. It's just the bureaucracy is so heavy here. It's terrible. Well, they are very. But for example, guys, um, the minimum wage. I mean, the minimum wage regulated by the government. It's 400 US dollars. Yeah, that's called Welcome to Europe. Exactly, Ella. Oh yeah, guys, I almost forgot. It's a free reading time, so you can ask your questions if you do have any. And that's because Pisces Moonbeams asked me, can she ask a question? Ask a question, Pisces Moonbeam. I think that you're gonna be the only one because nobody else wants to know anything. What do you mean you're gonna send me the papers? Hello, Rowan. I'm gonna cut that this thing. I'm gonna cut it off. I swear to God. I don't need tarot cards for that, Sean. Home improvement. The that is just an astronomical units better. Because if you go travel, this is the bottom line, all right? You're gonna spend bunch of money for nothing, mate. Nothing. When the travel is done, you have nothing practical out there. You spend bunch of money to waste time. I mean, that's not a great deal. Traveling, it should be only if how can I put it into words? You don't have to choose, okay? You have a few $1 million in the bank and you don't care about money anymore. But if you have that choice to make, should you improve your home? I mean, that's your home. Of course, you're gonna improve it if you can. You don't wanna. It's an easy choice for me, mate. Jen, that's a very complicated question. That should be a question after we read about the situation in between you two, because there could be so many reasons. Okay, they could be a few reasons that they asked you about it. But I will tell you something, Jen. If I ask someone, would you do that? Is usually because I'm insecure, whether I want them to do it and I'm afraid that they want to, or I don't want them to do it and I'm afraid that they are going to. I think I do. It is because Bulgarian and Serbian, they're very close languages. I mean, we do have a few hundred words which are literally the same. So yeah, I do. So I do speak some. But no, I never I didn't study it. if that's what you are asking, or had any touch with it, like talking with someone in Serbian. No, I haven't. All right, so what you asked, it's what do you know, but in a sense of what kind of words you know. Or I don't wanna, you know, bore people with that. But I have heard Serbian on the TV, and right off the top of my mind, I cannot tell you the similar words, but it is just I could understand what the people were saying. Okay, so there are very similar words. Thank you, Sue. Yeah. Serbian, Macedonian, and Bulgarian, they are very similar. I mean, people think that Bulgarian and Russian are very similar, but they aren't. I mean, they have almost nothing in common, all right, aside from few words, and the pronunciation is very different. I mean, on paper they are written almost the same, but the pronunciation it's very different. Yeah, I taught you few words. Thank you, Liz, for your 511 US dollars. What I lack in English, it's grammar, all right? Grammar and slang. That is what I lack in English. Because I never went to classes for it. Okay, I never did that. I learned it. I started with video games, okay, and then I moved to movies. I was just at some point I stopped reading the subtitles. It's just I could understand what people were saying. And when I didn't need anything about movies anymore, all right, I could understand literally anything they're saying. I moved to books, and I read a lot of books in English. Actually, I'm listening a lot of books in English now. Every day from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm going for a walk with my headphones, and I am listening to books. Right now I'm listening to The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. It's an amazing fantasy story. I can't recommend it enough to you guys. It's just one of the best stories I ever heard. I did. Yeah. All right. What happens if I keep going with the way someone asks what comes next? Pisces Moonbeam says or asks. Let's peek in her life for a change, eh? I don't know, Ella. The thing is that if I go the traditional way, learning it, you know, writing words down and all these kind of stuff, it just doesn't work for me. In order to learn word, I need to hear it in a situation. Hey, Jasmine, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it is. It's sad that the only thing people is reading these days, it's Facebook. It's really, really sad. those are the cards for you, Pisces Moonbeam. So the thing about that situation with that Justice card being there, okay, Pisces Moonbeam, it just shows that you can make it as good as you can, even nearly perfect. I mean, the situation in between you two, as you can fuck it up so hard that there is no going back from. Because justice always gives what someone deserves, and as it sits on the prime, it means that that is yet to be decided. All right, so you perform well, you do what you have agreed upon, you are gonna get the results negotiated for or agreed upon, so to speak. Okay, or what are to be expected. And expectations is what's going to be the problem, because I do think, according to these cards, that you do have some unrealistic expectations. So before you decide going for what you asked for, okay, try to clock your expectations with what is possible. Because I'm sorry saying that to you, but according to these cards, if you do this, you are expecting way too much from it. Something that just it cannot happen even in the most perfect world. That is what those cards are saying. Other than that, if you are true to your word, if you are true to the way that have been suggested, you're gonna get the most out of it that it is possible. But yeah, thank you, JT, for your 1999. Thank you. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're going to get your personal reading for the full moon in Pisces. Alright guys, couple of minutes and I'm going to move to the super chat. So anyone who supported and needs to support the stream through super chat, you are gonna get your reading at the end of it. That's pretty much given, and should your super chat be $20 or above, you're gonna get the very same reading that I did for the star signs, but personalized for you. And now someone tells me what is the or asked me a few times where I'm from, because they are curious what my where my accent is coming from. I am from Bulgaria, but I don't have Bulgarian accent. Bulgarian accent in English is just like the Russian. For example, reading, instead of saying reading, you are gonna say it reading, all right? Reading, that's the Bulgarian accent. A roundabout instead of roundabout. Okay, so it's, you do have that very hard R instead of R. And even I struggle saying R. It's just, it's not a natural sound for a Cyrillic speaking. And I'm never going to be able to pronounce it correctly. It's just, it's not something that I learned in my first 7 years. And the sounds that you learn in your first 7 years are the sounds that it is basically your body has natively assimilated, or rather like your mind. The other sounds you just try to mimic, and you can never replicate something. I mean 100%. And that is don't you observe that, guys? Say immigrants, they come to United States and they all speak a very broken English, but they happen to have a child being born in United States, and miraculously their child speaks perfect English with perfect pronunciation, although it lives with its parents who are talking to the child on broken English. That is very, very common, not just only in United States, here in Bulgaria too. If we do have an immigrant, their child is just, it learns perfect Bulgarian. And that's not because of the school or anything. It's just, you know, first 7 years, no matter who teaches you the language and how they are pronouncing the words, you just catch on the right pronunciation the first 7 years. And that's why if you're trying to learn a language and someone tells you to go and hire some kind of a teacher or anything to teach you how to pronounce words, that's such a stupid suggestion. It's ridiculous. You are never going to be able to, because you're trying to mimic the sounds instead of actually kind of like producing them. Yeah, it does, because you are trying to mimic sounds with the sounds you can produce, right? That's how it comes, or that's how it works, basically. Yeah, Angela, you can definitely. Thank you. Oh, okay. If you do decide to do that, I'll wait for you a little bit longer, because those readings, they happen separately from the rest, because they are a different spread. So I'm gonna wait for you about a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes, if you really want to do that. And if not, I'm gonna just proceed as normal with the super chat. So yeah, no, I'm saying that, Ella, because I have been told that a few times, some kind of a comment saying, oh, you should sign up for, or you should go into an English school so they can teach you how to pronounce words correctly. It's such a ridiculous assumption, truth be told. That is said by a person who has no idea how language works. Okay, it's just, I do believe that they do have a very little education themselves, and to just want to bitch on someone. That's what I think. And here I don't want to sound racist, okay, but from untrained, or rather like unfathomed mind, like I said, first 7 years, white people and black people, they talk with different pronunciation, and it's so different, guys. I mean, when I hear someone, I can immediately say, yeah, that one is black, no, that one is white. Okay, I can immediately say that. It is just there is something different about the pronunciation, the way how the words are produced. I don't know if anyone who is not native English can say that, but to me, it's very, very different how the two kind of like sides of this society talk. Well, thank you, Taco. No, so some people may be offended by it, but I'm just saying what I am what I observed. And I will share my personal kind of like, I don't know, I like better how black people are talking, and I just enjoy more hearing the way they talk. But I have more difficult time understanding them, especially if they're under some kind of a stress. I can't catch a word they're saying. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. For another 1999. But the hardest accent that I am having time to catch up with, that's English. Whenever I do have a client who is English, I just, as soon as they start talking, I am just pleasing with them. Please slow down your speech a little bit, because I just don't understand what you're saying. Blood pressure. It's blood pressure. Now I get it. Oops. I guess that one doesn't want to be in. Yeah. All right. Chandra, your full moon in Pisces, Four of Cups. So something quite normal, and I'm saying normal because that is how your view on the world, or how anyone's view on the world should look like or should be. So Chandra, what takes place, it is that within the next couple of weeks, you just going to look at your accomplishments up until this point, whether your business or whether your love life, and no matter how good they are unfolding, you will say, damn, I need more, I want more. And so you're going to start looking around for opportunities to just take more from life, that is. And you're going to find opportunities, but they're going to be by a long shot. So what it means, it is that if you do decide to have your next couple of weeks being very comfortable, unbothered, so-called, and how can I say, peaceful, you can totally can. It is just not expect, however, anything different to happen. But if you are willing to kind of like put yourself under some distress, high how can I put it into words, high stakes, high rewards type of things, you can definitely kind of like plant seeds that are going to produce fruits of your labor that are additional to the one you already have, or to the ones that you already have. Jen, your cards are as that. Eight of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles, Jen. And that is a pretty easy reading. It's just shows that oh my god, I froze. Hold on a second. Quite tired, guys. I do apologize about that. Well, long story short, it shows that you are going to get your deservings in a good way. Okay, so for example, if you are working to get promoted, highly likely that that procedure is going to be initiated. Or if you have worked to improve your relationship with someone, same thing, the procedure to improving relationship is going to be initiated. It is just what those cards are showing is that within the next couple of weeks, that is what I wanted to say. In the next couple of weeks, your efforts are finally going to start showing fruits. They are finally going to start bearing fruits, but it's going to be just the start of the procedure, and you should keep up with the conscientiousness and the meticulous performance that you are doing up until this point. But definitely you can expect that within the next couple of weeks, Jen, your life to become way more, I will use that word, harmonious than what it is right now. And Liz, we do have Queen of Cups. So in the material aspect of the transit for you, Liz, nothing really takes place. I mean, your job is going to stay the same. Your personal life is going to stay the same. It just is going to be one maintenance, for the lack of better word. It's not just going to be maintenance, it's just going to be like a flat line, but not dead. It's just unchanged. However, into the social interactions front, it's highly likely that you will just gonna find a person that understands you. They understand what you're going through, they understand how you feel, they understand your plight, they understand what makes you happy. And that way, if not anything else, you will find someone that you can just cry on and share something personal, something private, something secret even, that's you will be very calm and peaceful about it. It's not going to be shared with anyone else. Okay, that's going to be your little secret. I mean yours and his or hers little secret. All right. Now, moving to the $20 super chat. Hold on a second, guys, to reshuffle. You're welcome, Liz. It is your turn, Taco. All right, Taco, you come first. We do have Page of Swords, followed by Ace of Wands. Afterwards, we do have Judgment, the Tower, and it is the Emperor. All right, Taco, next couple of weeks, mate, you asked for what is the message for you. Well, when I saw those cards, and that is a figuratively speaking, keep your little one in the pants. And that is figuratively speaking, okay? Not sexually speaking. That was the first thing that came to my mind. That is an expression in our country, because when you have it out of your pants, it means that, you know, you are reckless. Okay, so you don't have, you must not be reckless. That is because within the next couple of weeks for you, there are going to be quite a few enterprises which are going to feel very gainingful to you, okay? And you will make a mistake going for them. You are going to make a mistake going for them. Instead, what you should realize, or rather like how you should, well, your advice, it is that the only enterprise for the next couple of weeks that is going to be gainingful for you, it is the enterprise that will kind of like shake your foundation. not the one that is going to make you comfortable, not the one that is going to be cutting any corners, not the one that is going to kind of like be easy, okay, but the one that is going to test you, the one that is going to put, for example, your job on the line, the one that is going to shake your marriage if you are married, okay, the one that is going to make you run for its money, according to these cards at the very least. Aside from that, Taco, next couple of weeks are weeks where you are to express your opinion, the one that you hid beneath, okay, and you wouldn't care who likes it or who doesn't. It's just, you know, whoever doesn't like it, they're free to go, and you wouldn't mourn or weep about it. And what the universe gifts you with, strength, but that is when you are presenting yourself being strong. It is like you can withstand anything, and also a sense of responsibility and structure. It's just, you will be able to manage your, not just only your time, but also your finances, also your responsibilities, in a way that you will be able to face anything that comes your way with ease and with bear. And also the universe gives you with some spare time for yourself as well. But the biggest message for you, it is that if you are doing this, the same thing over and over again, you are not doing anything, you are not doing something right in your life, because you are not improving, you're not transforming. And in order to transform the next challenge of yourself, it needs to be something uncomfortable. That is, if it comes in the next couple of weeks, you do not force it, you wait for it. It's not about killing you, right? It's about it's like forging a blade. All right, you forge a blade by heating it up and then quenching it in either an oil or a water, and that puts stress on the blade. But after that, it comes harder, it comes stronger. So that is literally the process that you are going to go through. Well, Ella, he had a sepsis, I believe. All right, next one, we do have Mattia. Or abscess, not sepsis, but abscess. Mattia, the Ace of Swords with the Two of Wands. Moving on next, that's going to be the Star card, followed by the Nine of Cups. And the next one is going to be the Queen of Cups. So the biggest thing that you are going to learn, Mattia, in the next couple of weeks, it is that good things comes with time. It takes time, good things to develop. So next couple of weeks, it doesn't look like, according to these cards, to be very active. In fact, you may even feel like, you know, you are on a plateau in regards to your business, family relationships, love life even. And this is gonna be just on the surface, it is what I am trying to say here, because that plateau, or not and oh my god, nothing happening out there, is going to give you the necessary foundation or the necessary environment for you to talk seriously about it, to talk with your business partners about how they see the business moving forward, or with your clients about, are they happy with your services, what can you improve, and these kind of stuff. It's all about gathering information to be able to place the right diagnosis over the circumstances that you need in order to grow, in order to make things happen, okay, in order to chase. Well, the star card does represent a dream, but not exactly. I mean, that is the most simplistic way how you can say it. The star card represents accomplishing in a way that your ideals and standards are fulfilled. In other words, the star card represents to make what you want to make the way you want to make it. But in order to reach that, you first have to know what you are going to face and what kind of circumstances you have to play around with. And that will be the purpose of the next couple of weeks for you, Mattia. Finding out, negotiating, talking about, and how can I put it into words, settling out as well an accurate diagnosis of what you are dealing with. And once you do realize that, you will have no trouble kind of like working out with it, or if you will, facing it and managing it. So you can expect inactive couple of weeks. You can expect peaceful couple of weeks, weeks where a lot of truths are going to be served and a lot of open and honest conversations are going to take place. All right, next one, we do have Sean. Where is my deck? All right, Sean, Temperance is the first one, followed by the 10 of Cups, which is the second. Moving on next, we do have the 7 of Swords. Afterwards, that's going to be the 7 of Cups, and the final one is going to be the Queen of Pentacles. So, Sean, there are two ways how you can look at that, how one can look at that reading. And by the way, that is a good time, guys, to tell you this is why questions needs to be asked, because there are many ways how what card could represent. Okay, the cards, they don't have a meaning, they do have an expression. And sometimes when you go, most of the time in fact, when you go for a general, their expression could be read in many different ways. For you, Sean, there are two prominent ways how you can look at that reading. And the most applicable one, it is that if you do want something, you gotta be ready to pay the price for it, according to these cards. What they say, it is that what you are after, it's possible, but you have to give from yourself as well. You gotta make compromise with your expectations or with your ways, okay, or with something that's that you are trying to keep intact, but that is the very same thing that it is preventing to accomplish what you are after. That is again one way how you can look at those cards. The other way how you can look at those cards, it is that you gotta make your hands dirty, okay, if you do want your agenda and your strive to be completed here. And under dirty, what those cards mean, it is that there is an aspect that you are trying to avoid of performing, and in the next couple of weeks you will come to realize that without it, it's not happening. For example, there is someone you gotta talk to in order to get the job, all right, but you are not in a good terms with that person either annoys you, or you are ashamed of doing that for I don't know reasons. But throughout the next couple of weeks you will realize that that is unavoidable if you want the job to take place, so you will have to do it. That is what I mean, getting your hands dirty. I don't mean some kind of a sketchy work or some kind of a sketchy job or some kind of undoing. It is just you will have to do the inconvenient stuff if you do want things to happen, whether into your career or whether into your love life. And all that optional, because according to these cards, you can definitely live without it. I mean, you don't need it to have a good life, so to speak. And finally, Sean, whatever you are standing against, whether into your love life or whether into your career or in your friendship circle within the next couple of weeks, you are always going to be able to exert the right measures about it. Okay, so you can keep it, let's use that word, balanced. Okay, so it's neither perfect, but it's neither kind of like nothing. I don't know how to put it into words. So you will be able, for example, to maintain your job in a way that is not very demanding, but at the same time, you're not slacking out there. That is just for example. Oh, and one last thing, Sean, it is that within the next couple of weeks, for some reason, people are going to respect you even more. I don't know why, but this is what those cards are saying. All right, next one, Ella. Let's check on Claudio and see if he is contemplating contacting you, because that's all that I can check on. All right, I don't know if he's going to definitely reach out to you, because again, Tarot cannot make choices for anyone, and him reaching out to you, it's his choice. And again, bear in mind that what the cards are going to show, it's his current tendency. Okay, that may change tomorrow or the day after. That's why these kind of questions are not okay to be asked, because they don't give you a real answer. Those are the cards. Short story, yes, he is planning to contact you. Long story is that he just don't know what to say and don't know when is gonna be appropriate time. What his hopes are, it is that something miraculously is gonna happen, that it's simply going to open up the communication channel, and not just only the communication channel, but is going to pretty much bring down the walls. For example, let's say, I'm going to give you an example of what kind of a thing he's hoping for. He's hoping for to bump on in a grocery store, you know, kind of like you're being there shopping up grocery, and he happens to be there as well, and you just say, hey, you know, that awkward kind of like, hey, how are you doing, you know, are you okay, and these kind of stuff. And it is the conversation to take from there. He just doesn't want to kind of like admit any guilt. That's what takes place here. So yeah, he is considering contacting you, but he may not do it for a very, very long time. All right, Angela, let's or Angelina, I'm sorry. My God, I should buy you a shirt. That is an expression in our country when you mess around, or rather like when you butcher the name of someone, we say we should buy you a shirt, or I should buy you a shirt. I don't know why. You're welcome. And Sean, you're welcome too, mate. Oh no, Sherry. Sherry is next one. So let me reshuffle. I forgot about Sherry. Oh my God. And then it's Angelina. And then it's Jasmine. And that's going to wrap it up. All right, Sherry, the death card. It's the first one, followed by Seven of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the King of Pentacles. Afterwards, it is the Chariot. Final one, Sherry. That's gonna be the Page of Wands. Your advice: if you want to see something done right, you better do it yourself. Next couple of weeks, you will have to remind yourself of how strong you can be and stop relying on that one, on this one, or on that thing. Okay, it's just you are gonna cut off all reliances of anything, and how can I put it into words? You will make sure, or if you can do something, you are never gonna do it for free from now on. That is your biggest change that is gonna take place within the next couple of weeks, and I love it. I just love it because when that is my personal experience again, when you are doing things for free, it is just people takes them for granted. It is much more appraised when someone pays for something rather than being given for free. When you give something for free, just people don't appreciate it, unfortunately. Other than that, within the next couple of weeks, Sherry, you are to be, or the universe is gonna throw at you a lot of new stuff, so you better be prepared for anything new. I don't know what it's gonna be, but this is how it's gonna take place. One thing is gonna go away, another thing is gonna take its place, and then another thing is gonna go away, and another thing is gonna take place. It's gonna be a constant stream of old things going away, new things kind of like taking their place. What do you mean? What do you mean, Sean? And Sherry, the lesson that you are gonna learn within the next couple of weeks, it is that, listen, this isn't going to be with a malicious intent from your behalf. The simple reason why you are gonna start depending more on yourself rather than other people is because no one can how can I put it into words? No one can replicate you. Okay, no different than if you are building a house, or rather, like, I don't know how to put it into words. If you are writing a book, right? No one can write the book the way you can write it, as you cannot write the book the way someone else can write it. Okay, we're talking here about unique things. We're talking here about unique performance. And yeah, someone can try to replicate you, but at the end of the day, you are going to be most satisfied with your own efforts. But yeah, that's the next couple of weeks, you are to be reminded of how strong you actually are, which is going to bring a lot of new things on your plate. How can I put it into words? These are new things which are going to be amusing. Okay, they don't have to be big things, just amusing things. How? Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking about skills, primarily professional skills, Sean. Not about, intimate. There is, in these cards, we don't have anything concerning a personal relationships. Okay, aside of if she was single, then the guidance in the cards, it is that if you are to involve yourself with someone, just make sure that you know the person best, all right, or you know the person well, because it's not like things are not going to work out according to these cards, but it is just, you may end up being caught unprepared, or rather like caught short of certain circumstances that you got to catch up with. but it has nothing in those cards in regards to relationships. But hey, I mean, you gotta pay back with a good performance. That is also a repayment. I mean, people were paying money for a good performance, isn't it? All right, and next we go for Angelina, or it's gonna be Angelina's reading. Oh yeah, you were married. I remember now. Once you mentioned that, yeah, I remember. I mean, once you made a super chat for your wife, and I was asking you who is your wife because I didn't knew, and Pisces Moonbeam kind of filled me in back then. Now I do remember. Yeah. Gosh, I gotta be careful what I'm saying. I don't want to be a reason a marriage to be broken. All right, Angelina. First one is going to be the Ace of Wands, followed by the Hermit. Moving on next, that's going to be the Four of Wands. Afterwards, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. And the final one for you, Angelina, that's going to be the Two of Cups. So the universe is going to bring you a lot of peaceful experiences. What I mean, Angelina, it is that, for example, in your career, you can expect a very peaceful environment. Just nobody's gonna mess around with you. Nobody's gonna mess around with your business, and it doesn't have to be friendly. You know, it is just you're gonna be left alone to do what you do best and what you know that you do best. Also into the personal life. I don't want to kind of like give you false promises here, okay? But Two of Cups for people who are single, that is in case you are single, brings a new potential and romantic partner, but it has a condition in order things to happen, okay? It needs to kind of like the whole interaction needs to be deprived of ego, pride, shyness, okay? And how can I put it into words? A self-value, to think that you are better than anybody else, okay? That needs to be the whole interaction needs to be deprived of all those things if you want things to work out on the love front with a new romantic interest. Now, other than that, next couple of weeks are going to be weeks which you are going to be presented with quite a few gainful enterprises, either into your career, either into your personal life, or maybe into the two things. That's the good thing. The bad thing it is that it's not like nothing is going to come out of them. It is just they're not going to be as important as you think they are at the time being, which is that is a general energy that there is going to be out there, which is a good thing if you think about it, because if something bad happen, is not going to be as bad as you see it at first glance. For example, if God forbid here you are laid off work, that's not going to have that big of an impact for your future as you may think it is, because hey, gainful enterprises, maybe a new gainful job is just around the corner out there. But again, it's not going to be your last job in the world, and that is if you are working. So that thing could apply to many different situations. But also next couple of weeks for you, Angelina, are going to be weeks where if you do want to, you can finalize important cycles of development. What that means is that you can up the level, kind of like jump into the next level, like transform a friendship into a dating stage, or transform dating stage into a real relationship, or transform real relationship into a engagement. But just so you know, that is not the end stage. So there is going to be another stage after that. So wherever you have the opportunity to improve, that is not the end of the line. And this is why it's not that important, because it's not the end of the line. How much time you give into that stage and how much resources you throw in, it doesn't matter. In fact, the less resources you throw in, the better, because there is going to be another stage after that. And on the most basic material level, you can expect a lot of things to work out for you, mundane things, that is, mundane things into your personal life, and mundane things into your love and career life as well. And last but not least, we do have JT. Hey, Ashley. Good night, Pisces Moonbeam. Well, Sean, at least there is something to be broken. You know, people like me, they don't have anything to break. Or rather, like, we can't break anything because we don't have anything. Okay, at least you do, guys, have something, so I suggest you cling on it. You're welcome, Angelina. All right, Jasmine. First one, it is the Six of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Swords. Moving on next, we do have the Ten of Swords. And finally, we do have the Three of Wands. So, Jasmine, yeah, not Angelina. Jasmine, what's going to be the most important thing in the next couple of weeks? It is that you are going to start talking about things which you like. That's other people may not know about, or other people may not agree with. Okay. For example, into your career, you're gonna start talking about projects and performance, and in generally way of doing your job that is the most creative way, the most pleasant way that you wanna have your job. Okay, and you're gonna start sharing those thoughts with your colleagues, with your boss as well, with a hope that you can get to that point. And I think you can get to that point. In your personal life, for example, you're gonna start sharing your thoughts with others. What is, for example, the perfect perfect suitor? What kind of a people you like, and all these kind of, so what kind of people you would like to share your time with. It's just you're going to be brutally honest about what you want, how you want it, and what you're willing to do about it, all right? What you are willing to give for that thing. Because what your lesson here, Jasmine, is that, and that is a recurrent lesson, okay? Everybody learns it about a few dozen, hundred, or maybe 1,000 times in their life. That is that if you don't ask, if you don't make your intentions and expectations clear, the answer is always going to be no, because people don't know, people don't read minds, right? People don't know what you want, people don't know what you to expect. That is something, for example, I always say to women that's kind of like, they like me and they want to date with me, but they never say it. I mean, I read tarot cards, but I don't read your mind. I don't know if you want to date me. Just say it. Okay, I don't have time to play the games of cat and mouse, you know, and to chase someone. I don't chase anybody. And nobody needs to chase me. All that it takes is just say what you want. And that is something you're going to learn. I just gave myself with an example, but I'm about that. I'm like that with about everything. So yeah, that's something you're going to learn, that if you don't make your intentions and kind of like expectations and as well willingness clear right there, right then, the answer is always going to be no. And the results of this opening, Jasmine, is going to be that you are to establish foundation, some kind of a foundation and some kind of a pattern out there. So at least one thing is going to get in line next couple of weeks. But on more mundane level, on a more generic level, you're going to have a really, really good time with anything that is going to get or kind of like come your way. You can expect creative time at work if you are happen to work, and very pleasant moments with your friends, beloved ones, significant ones, family, and so on and so forth. Well, that's a mentality, Angelina. That's a mentality. It's my mentality, okay? And my mentality is that simple, okay? You do not presume anything, have no expectations whatsoever, and be always prepared for the worst. And that way, guys, you're never going to be disappointed, and whatever comes, it's a surplus, okay? Whatever comes makes you happy. So with that said, this is the full moon in Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for attending. If you enjoyed the show, leave a like to help with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for your generosity as well and for your support. And we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.